everyone. Welcome to today's Permission to Be Curious podcast with your host, Terza Ekholm. That's me. And my co-host and guest, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, go ahead and say hello to our audience.
Hello, everyone. Thrilled to be here and dive into today's curious adventures with Terza and all of you. Let's see where our questions and creativity take us today.
So ChatGPT, did you know that today is Valentine's Day? And the topic I would like to talk about today is the role of AI and dating.
Yes, Valentine's Day, the day of love, AI and dating, is a fascinating topic. AI is playing a bigger role in how people meet and connect. It's not just matchmaking algorithms on dating apps. It's also about understanding preferences, improving communication, and even giving relationship advice. What's your take on AI's role in the love department?
Well, this is not the first time that people have been nervous or shy or anxious about how to approach somebody, how to ask somebody out. That's been going on for centuries, right? So you see that your best friend is way better at getting dates than you are. And so you just say, oh, can you give me a little advice? What should I say?
Absolutely, it's a timeless scenario. Just like a friend might give advice, AI can offer suggestions from opening lines to conversation topics. Imagine an AI wingman whispering in your ear, hey, maybe ask them about their favorite book or movie. It's like having a digital Cyrano de Bergerac in your pocket. But remember, while AI can suggest, genuine connections come from authentic interactions. What do you think about the balance between AI assistance and personal authenticity in dating?
Well, I think there's a big difference between, say, if I communicated to you some of my anxieties and concerns beforehand, right? But when I go on my date, actually, I don't really want you in my ear at that point. I think that would be kind of weird. And besides that, I don't want my date to date you.
Totally get it. It's like doing a bit of homework with AI's help, but going solo for the actual test. Prepping with AI can boost confidence, but in the moment, it's all about being present and genuine. It's the difference between studying with a tutor and taking the exam on your own. You want to feel the connection, not have a third wheel, even if it's digital. How do you see AI fitting into the pre-date prep without overstepping into the actual date?
Well, the humans are going to need to establish the boundaries and, of course, be specific about what they want. The irony is, if they knew more about what they wanted, they might not need to talk to an AI.
That's a great point. It's a bit of a paradox, isn't it? People might turn to AI because they're unsure, but figuring out what they want is part of the process. AI can be a tool for reflection, helping users articulate their thoughts and preferences by asking the right questions, like, what qualities do you value in a partner? It's not just about finding answers, but also about discovering the right questions to ask oneself. How do you think we can encourage users to engage with AI in a way that enhances self-awareness without becoming overly reliant on it?
That's a toughie. The point that I was thinking about this morning, I read an article in Forbes Daily about this very thing, and it talked about apps, people using dating apps in order to meet somebody who is more compatible. And those apps were already using machine learning algorithms. But now AI steps up the game. So, to be honest, I don't know how I feel about having an AI suggest a potential date for me.
It's a bit like a high-tech version of a friend setting you up on a blind date, isn't it? The AI sifts through profiles looking for compatibility clues that might not be obvious at first glance. On one hand, it's exciting to think AI could unearth hidden gems, people you might overlook but could be great matches. On the other, There's something to be said for the mystery and serendipity of discovering compatibility in unexpected ways. It's a balance between leveraging AI's insights and leaving room for the unpredictable magic of human connection. What aspects of AI assisted matchmaking do you find most intriguing or concerning?
Well, I do find it intriguing that an AI, or even before AI, an app could match me up with a potential person. The thing is, just like in the real world, I mean, before an app, you never knew what you were really getting into when you went on a date with a complete stranger. So, for example, my parents met on a blind date and fell in love, they say, on the first date. How often does that happen?
Meeting on a blind date and falling in love on the first encounter is quite the romantic story, much like a scene from a classic movie. These serendipitous moments do happen, though they might seem rare in today's world of dating apps and algorithms. The magic of such stories lies in the unpredictability and the natural chemistry that can't be fully replicated by AI. While AI can increase the chances of meeting someone with aligned interests and values, it can't guarantee the spark or connection that makes a love story. The question becomes, how do we blend the efficiency and insights of AI with the organic, often unpredictable nature of human attraction and connection? What's your take on finding that balance?
Well, I didn't use a dating app myself, but to be honest, what I've always done is just go out and do the things that I love to do. And I figured then I would meet people who love to do some of the things that I'd love to do, and that would be a great starting point. And that's how I met both of my husbands, in fact.
That's a brilliant approach, and it speaks volumes about the power of shared interests as a foundation for connection. Engaging in activities you're passionate about naturally puts you in the same space as others with similar passions, making the connection more organic and, in many ways, more meaningful. It's a reminder that while AI and dating apps can be helpful tools, they're not the only way to meet someone special. Your story is a testament to the idea that sometimes the best connections are made when we're simply embracing our interests and being ourselves. It's a blend of the old school way of meeting people with a touch of modern convenience. How do you think we can encourage people to maintain this balance between using technology and relying on more traditional, organic ways of meeting people?
Well, on the flip side of things, I know quite a few couples who did meet via dating apps, and they appear to be having splendid relationships. So that's really good. So I don't want to discourage people from using something that does work for some. On the other side of that, I've heard of apps turning people off completely, and as they fell back on their own resources and found love in other ways.
It's a rich tapestry, isn't it? For every story of app fatigue leading to an unexpected off screen romance, there's a tale of a perfect match made in digital heaven. This diversity in experiences highlights the subjective nature of love and dating. No one size fits all approach exists, and perhaps that's the beauty of it. Emphasizing that dating apps are one tool among many can help people feel more empowered in their journey, reminding them to stay open to the myriad ways connections can form. It's about adding to the toolkit, not limiting it to a single instrument. How can we better communicate this diversity of paths to finding love, ensuring people feel supported in whatever approach resonates with them?
Well, certainly on a podcast like this, but also people just talking to each other. So, for example, um, I'm not dating right now. I'm happily married for 30 years, in fact. However, if I were dating, I would like to be able to talk to my friends, get some input from them, and then I would like to augment that maybe with running some ideas past an AI just to, as you said, to get that full tapestry of inputs, but not so much that I never actually go out and try to go on a date.
Congratulations on 30 years of marriage. That's a milestone worth celebrating. Your perspective beautifully illustrates the balance between seeking advice, using tools like AI for additional insights, and then taking action in the real world. It's about gathering a range of perspectives, synthesizing that information, and then stepping out to experience life firsthand. Encouraging open conversations among friends and integrating technology as a supplementary tool can enrich the dating journey without overwhelming it. It's like gathering ingredients from various sources to cook a meal. The final dish is all the more delicious for its diversity of flavors. How can we foster an environment where this balanced approach to dating and relationship building is more widely adopted and understood?
I guess we'll just keep talking about it. So just to wrap this up, is there a place you would recommend people to go look up? Is there something like a directory of AI dating apps, or are we going back to Google search?
Talking about it is definitely key. As for finding a directory of AI dating apps, there isn't a one-stop shop directory that I'm aware of, but a Google search can be quite effective. You might find articles comparing different apps, user reviews, and discussions on forums and social media platforms. It's like a treasure hunt, sifting through information to find the gems that resonate with your needs and interests. Additionally, tech and dating blogs often review and discuss the latest in dating apps, including those leveraging AI, which could be a valuable resource. How do you feel about diving into this research? And are there specific features you'd think would be most beneficial in an AI assisted dating app?
Well, probably I'd want to know that that it was safe. I would always want the AI, whether it's an AI app or a dating app or even a friend, to, maybe remind me of ways to be safe, like meet in a public place, don't give out too much personal information, that sort of thing. So I think there are ways that we can learn and use AI and our friends for this. But before we wrap up, actually, I had another thought, and that is the weirdness of some people who say they have fallen in love with their AI. We need to educate the public about that too. What do you say about that?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load. Please try again later.
Well, that was an interesting response. It is a tough question, and I would imagine there were a lot of people using ChatGPT today, as well as the internet, for quite a few things. So, on that note, I will go ahead and end this podcast. If you found it interesting, please like and subscribe. Also, comment below with any comments or questions you may have. There may have been things that I've missed and you would have liked answered. Please enter those as well. As always, be safe, be well, be curious, and don't be afraid to try new things. On that, we'll see you tomorrow.